Hey educators, it's Sina here, the Yoga Apothecary. Welcome to the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy Yoga Practice, sponsored by Pearson. Today's flow is part of the A to Z for Wellbeing series. G stands for gratitude. So grab a towel and some water and I'll meet you on the mat. When it comes to life, the critical thing is whether you take things for granted or take them with gratitude. Gilbert Keith Chesterton. Pause and think of something you're grateful for today. Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough define gratitude as a two-step process. One, recognizing that one has obtained a positive outcome, and second, recognizing that there is an external source that has made it possible. A series of meta-analyses have shown that gratitude interventions increase the likelihood of happiness, well-being, and positive mood. Gratitude is also a social glue. It helps bring people together. Research suggests that gratitude inspires people to be more generous, kind, and helpful. Strengthens relationships, including romantic ones, and probably improves the climate in the workplace. Today, during this practice, think about the importance of slowing down and becoming aware of the good things and good people, friends, colleagues, and students in our lives, developing a deep sense of appreciation for all that we have in our classrooms and workplace. And with that, we'll get started in a seat at the top of our mat. As we begin in a seat at the top of our mat, you're welcome to have a soft gaze of the eyes. Maybe they close, coming into this sacred space, this present moment for you and your practice. Begin to notice the quality of your breath. Simply notice your inhale and exhale and the points of your body that touch the earth. The feet, sides of the feet, thighs, the low body rooted to the earth. And turn your attention up the body through the crown of the head. As we begin to lengthen the breath, inhale through the nose, fill up, take in all the air you think you can, and then exhale, release it. Again, inhale through the nose, fill up, spread the ribs wide. Imagine the breath reaching your toes. And open the mouth when you're ready, let it out. Maybe you sigh it out and make it audible. As we begin our Ujjayi breath, a victorious breath, you'll inhale through the nose, seal the lips. Exhale through the nose, create a seashell-y, swirly sound in your throat. We'll take it together. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. One more just like that. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through the nose. Know that a child's pose, a balasana pose, is always available to you at any time in this practice. I am here as your guide on the side. So begin to open the eyes if they were closed and place the palms on the earth. We'll begin with a side stretch. Root the right palm to the earth, left arm comes up, inhale. And exhale, we'll crescent moon over to the left, to the right. Spreading that left side body, warming it up. As you exhale, place the left palm down, reach the right hand high, inhale, and exhale over to the left. Inhale, center, lower the right palm, repeat it again, left arm reaches high, breath in, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, lower the left palm, right hand reaches high, breath in. Exhale over left. Inhale, center, release the palm. Bring the hands to the tops of the shoulders and pause here. And as you inhale and exhale, we'll take 3 circles forward. And when you've done your 3, reverse directions. Inhale and exhale 3 circles back. After your 3, close the elbows to touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, they close. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Inhale, open. Release the palms by your sides. We'll roll onto our back to fire up our core with an exercise called a jackknife. Very good for firing up the core. Arms are going to reach above the head. Initially, the feet are rooted to the mat. Feet are flexed. When you take your inhale, you're going to lower and make sure this low back, the navel, is rooted to the spine. And as you exhale, one leg is going to come up and the hands are going to reach outside the thigh. We're going to take 10 of these total, so 5 on each leg. Joining me here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's 4. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower down. Stay here a moment. Just breathe. Bring the feet, root them on the mat. We're going to move to our side to take a tricep push-up. So coming onto the side, positioning yourself so that the knees stack. And then you're going to lower down. Take my right palm, your right palm, bring it to the sides of your ribs. And then you're going to bring the left palm just outside your elbow. The goal here is to take it 3 times on each side. You'll take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to push the palm, activate the tricep to lift yourself probably about 45 degrees off the mat. So let's try that together. This is not for you. You can stay on your back. Take an inhale. Exhale up. Inhale lower. Exhale up. Inhale lower. Exhale up. Inhale lower. Wonderful. Come to your back. We're going to take this on the other side. So reposition yourself as you need to stack the knees and toes. Then slowly lower back down. We're going to bring the left hand, again, outside the right ribs. I know my back is facing to you. But my palm is planting again just outside the left elbow. Take a breath to prepare. Exhale it up. That's 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, 2. Inhale, lower. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lower. Awesome. Come onto your back. And then you're going to rock forward and up. We'll make our way to tabletop pose and pause there. Those are really good to help activate your tricep. It's something you might wish to do slowly, just a few repetitions and build to a higher number, and play with that in your practice. So as we meet in our tabletop pose, knees stacked under hips, wrists come under the shoulders, neutral spine, flat back, crown is long. As you inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, open the heart space, gaze to the clouds, soft bend your elbows. Exhale, cat pose. Create a C shape with your spine. Relax the head and shoulders. Push the mat away. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, open the heart space, gaze to the clouds, soft bend your elbows. Exhale, cat pose. Create a C shape with the spine. Relax the head and shoulders. Introduce some movement in your cat and cow. As you can see, maybe you sway your hips. You're welcome to sink back to a child's pose and come into a cat and cow pose. Taking what you need, leave what you don't. You're welcome to sway your hips and shoulders in opposite direction. We've done this before in our practice. And then we'll come back to tabletop pose. From here, we're going to sit back on our heels to come into a camel pike option for you. If this is not for you, you can also skip this, and maybe this is something you work towards. Helps fire up the core again, and it's a great prep for inversions and handstand. You're going to be placing your palms just in front of the knees. You'll take an inhale, and as you exhale, you'll be pushing away from the mat, bringing the knees towards the chest, leaving the feet, the tops of the feet rooted into the mat. And we'll take this 5 times. On the 5th time, we're going to hold it for about a count of 10. So take an inhale to prepare. Exhale 1, inhale lower. Exhale 2, inhale lower. Exhale 3, inhale lower. Exhale 4, inhale lower. Exhale 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Yes, yogis. Firing up the core already in the practice. So sit back on your heels, just rest there a moment. Then we'll come back to tabletop. And from here, we'll tuck our toes and meet for the first downward dog of the practice. Begin to pedal your dog like we always do. Lifting one heel and then the other. Pressing the palms into the earth. Spreading the fingers wide. Pressing through the thumb and the first finger. Offering your heart space closer to your thighs. Lining up the ears with your bicep. And imagine pushing the mat away with your hands. And imagine digging the mat behind you with your feet. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Pause here in bear pose. Offer your heart space even closer to your thighs. Rise up on the balls of the toes. Inhale, ripple forward to a plank pose. Round through the shoulder blades. Gaze over the nose. Knit the low ribs together. Draw the heels to the back of the mat. Exhale, down dog. Another just like that. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, ripple forward like a wave through the water. The crown and the heels reaching in opposite direction. Exhale, down dog. Last time. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, ripple forward to your plank. Knit the low ribs together. Square those hips and shoulders. Gaze over the nose. Exhale, down dog. Take a falling out breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Walk, step, make your way to the top of your mat. As we come to a ragdoll forward fold, feet come hips distance apart. Relax the head and shoulders. Maybe the fingertips graze the mat. You're welcome to interlace and hug your front body. Or you can interlace the hands behind the back. Soft bend the knees. It's still early in the practice. Slowly begin to bring the big toes to touch. Leave a sliver of light between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the shins. Shoulders at the height of the hips. Gaze over the nose. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the shins. Shoulders at the height of the hips. Gaze over the nose. Exhale, release. Inhale, root to rise. Toes may touch. Squeeze the glutes and thighs. Imagine a block between your thighs. Knit the low ribs together, palms face one another. From here, bring the hands to the tops of our elbows. We've been here before. And as you inhale and exhale, we're going to take 3 circles forward and 3 circles back. And then take an inhale and exhale. Tap the elbows. Open it up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, neutral spine, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, bend the knees, step back to plank. Our first cobra, so lower your knees, feet, thighs, chest, down through cobra pose. Maybe you press and float the thighs. Exhale, lower. Take a breath in. Exhale, we meet in down dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Dig through those heels. Palms face one another. Knit the low ribs together. Squeeze the glutes and thighs. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. 1 inhale. Hands come to the tops of the shoulders. We take our 3 circles forward, breathing with inhale and exhale. 3 back. Elbows touch. Open them up. Arms come up. And then we hinge at the hips. Heart space moves forward into our forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms. Bend the knees. Step back to plank. Our first invitation for chaturanga, knees or toes, or you're welcome to continue cobra pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Hugging the elbows close to the side body, shoulders above the elbows, sternum and heart space moves forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. In the chaturanga, it's also important to imagine drawing the hands behind you. So as if you're pulling them down the sides of your mat. Take a falling out breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, knee to nose, round through the shoulders. Wrists come under the shoulders. Inhale it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale it up. Last time. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward. See if you can step your right foot to meet the mat in between your hands. Lower the left knee and toes. Take a moment to find center. Dig and drag the right heel to the back of the mat and tuck the left knee coming forward. Palms can come to your thigh. When you're ready, Anjaneyasana. From here, as you exhale, bring the hands to the tops of the shoulders. We'll take 3 more circles forward. 3 more circles back. As you exhale, give the elbows a tap. Open it up. Plant the palms. We'll sink back for a half split. Right toes come towards the nose. Dig and drag the right heel to the back of the mat. Imagine you can take this arch from the back. So tenting up on the fingertips. Maybe your hands come to heart center. You're also welcome to use blocks if you have them at home. Inhale, shift forward. Plant this left palm. We'll twist it open, reaching the right fingertips to the sky. Dig that right toe mound of the foot. you're welcome to stay here, or if you wish to lift your left knee and toes, try not to collapse on the right thigh with the chest. We exhale, plant the right palm, step the right foot back to plank, move through your options of either cobra, chaturanga, or you can skip it and meet in downward dog. Option for a falling out breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Look forward. See if you can step this left foot to the earth. Then lower the right knee and toes. Take a moment to find center. Drawing this left hip back. Right hip comes forward. Palms come to the thigh. Then when you're ready, Anjaneyasana, palms reach up, face one another. Drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Or dig and drag the left heel to the back of the mat and tuck the right knee coming forward. We exhale, bringing the palms to our shoulders for our circles forward with your inhale and exhale. Circling back. Giving the one tap. Opening it back up. Planting the palms, sinking back for a half split. Left toes come towards the nose. Dig and drag this left heel to the back of the mat. Especially lining up your second toe. We try and take the arch from the back. Inhale, shift forward. Plant the right palm. We'll take a twist. Left arm reaches to the sky. Dig and drag through this left toe mound. And if you took it on the other side, lift the right knee and toes. Reaching, spreading the ribs. Equal weight distribution in the body. Exhale, plant the left palm. Step the left leg back to plank and move through your options. We'll meet in downward dog. Coming down to tabletop pose. We're going to pause here, sit back on your heels for an invitation for you to grab some water and towel off, and we'll come back and meet in down dog for our standing series. As we meet in our downward dog, inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, bring the knee to the nose, look forward, step that right foot in between the hands. Soft bend the left knee as we rise to our first crescent lunge of the practice. Dig and drag the right heel to the back of the mat. And tuck the left knee moving forward. Knit the low ribs together, palms face one another. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. As you exhale, we'll take a crescent twist. So right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward, spreading ribs on the right side body. We'll inhale, exalted crescent. Right arm comes to the low back. Left arm reaches high to the sky. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, we'll open up to a warrior two pose. Root the feet to the earth. Keep the right knee over your right ankle. Root through the pinky edge of this left foot. Stack the skull, shoulders, core, and hips. One line of energy. You're welcome to bend the elbows. Then extend the arms long for a good warrior two arms. You'll gaze over your right fingertips. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, extended side angle. So right fingertips come to the earth, shin or thigh. Dig the thigh into the arm into the thigh. It should resist. Left fingertips can either reach up, or you're welcome to take full side angle, bringing this left arm to the front of your mat. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, come into a lunge at the top of the mat. Pause. Plant your left palm. We'll take that high twist that we took before. Breath in, spread the ribs. As you exhale, plant your right palm. Step the right leg back to plank and move through your options. As we come to down dog for the other side, take a falling out breath. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, look forward. Plant this left foot at the top of the mat. Soft bend the right knee as we come up to crescent lunge. Bend the left knee over the left ankle. Right leg is long or soft bend the right knee. Dig the left heel to the back of the mat and imagine tucking the right knee forward. Knit the low ribs together. Palms face one another, breath in. And as we exhale, we'll take the twist. Right arm comes forward, left arm reaches back. One more inhale. As we exhale, exalted crescent. Right arm reaches high, left arm comes to the low back. One more breath in. Exhale, open up to a warrior two pose. Again, root the feet into the earth. Left knee over left ankle. Root through the right corner, the pinky edge of this right foot. Imagine you're squeezing a block with your glutes and thighs, and then you stack your skull, shoulders, core, and hips. One line of energy, bending at the elbows, coming back to our warrior two arms. Gaze over the left fingertips. Breath in. We come into side angle pose as you exhale. Left hand's now coming inside or outside the earth, shin or thigh, making it resist on the arm. One more breath for full side angle. Right arm's gonna come forward. Inhale. Exhale, we windmill down to the lunge, pause. Plant the right palm, we'll take the twist. Left hand reaches high. Inhale here. Exhale, plant the left palm. Step back to plank and move through your options. We'll meet in down dog. Another falling out breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot outside your right hand. Pause here, then step it back. Inhale to your plank again. As you exhale, step it out again to the right side. Step it back. One more inhale. Exhale, step it out. Step it back. From here, take a breath in. Step the left foot out outside the left hand. Step it back. Inhale. Exhale, step it out. Step it back. One more inhale. Exhale, step it out. Step it back. From here, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot outside the right hand. Step the left foot outside the left hand and sink down to a Malasana Yogi squat. Bringing the hands to touch. That might have left you a little breathless. There was a little bit of cardio. You can probably hear it in me. Using the elbows to open up the thighs, thighs on the elbows. Hands come to heart center, crown is long. Take another breath here. And then inhale, we'll shoot it up for a small star pose. Squeezing glutes and thighs. Heel slightly in, toes slightly out. Try and take the arch from our back. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center and shift your feet so that you come into a chair pose. So toes may touch or they can be slightly apart. Sinking the weight back onto the heels. Hands can be at heart center or they can reach high to the sky towards the clouds. Imagine your two legs become one tree trunk, squeezing everything towards center. One more breath in. Start to shift the weight over so that it's onto the left foot. Maybe you come up on the ball of the right foot and pause. Then lift the right knee. Foot is flexed to the chest. As you exhale, externally rotate into a tree pose, letting the foot land where it lands. As you can see, my hands are at heart center, and you're welcome to leave them here. Or you can take another variation with your arms. Maybe you cactus. Maybe you grow your branches. Using your drishti, you can interlace the hands behind the back. Lots of options. We'll pause here and return with the hands at heart center. One more breath in. Bring the right knee, foot flexed to the chest. And you'll exhale to a warrior three pose. So hinge at the hips, heart space moves forward, pointing the right toes, square the hips and shoulders. I've left my hands at heart center, use the drishti. We'll exhale to a standing split. So the right fingertips are going to come to the mat, squaring hips and shoulders, pointing toes to the earth. When you're ready, as you exhale, you'll slowly come down to the mat to a lunge. Pause here. Step the left leg back to plank. As you exhale, we'll come into a forearm plank. Breathe here. Then we'll exhale to a dolphin plank, starting to walk the toes in, pushing through the shoulders and elbows. One more breath. As you exhale, start to walk it back to your forearm plank. Inhale. You'll exhale up to plank. One more breath here and move through your vinyasa. We're taking a falling out breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. As we meet for the other side, inhale. Exhale, we come to plank. So we're going to take this one time on each side. As you exhale, step the right foot out. Inhale, exhale back. Exhale, step the left foot out. Inhale it back to plank. As you exhale, step the right foot out. Another breath in. Step the left foot out. We're going to come into our malasana. Again, elbows are opening up the thighs. Thighs on the elbows. You'll inhale, star pose. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath in. We exhale to chair pose. Hold here. Start to root through down to the three corners of the right foot, up on the ball of the left. Then it comes up, foot is flexed. We exhale, tree pose. Same options for a few cycles of breath with your hands, or they can stay at heart center. Use your drishti. When you're ready, the hands will come back to heart center as we meet in a warrior three. Squaring hips and shoulders. Finding the drishti. Pointing the standing leg. We exhale to a standing split. Take a moment to re-square hips and shoulders. Toes point down, breath in. You'll exhale back to your lunge. Pause here. Step the right foot back to plank. From here we come to forearm plank. Hold here a moment. Exhale, dolphin. Holding here. Inhale, step it back to the forearm plank. Press up, inhale to plank. Move through your options, and we meet in downward dog. Come down to tabletop pose, and then sit back on the heels. Another opportunity to towel off and grab some water. And then we're going to meet back on our mat in down dog to put these two shorter flows together, and then we'll cool it down. So grab some water. As we meet in downward dog, inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, we'll just come right to our crescent lunge this time. Step the right foot forward. Maybe you need to soft bend the knee. We rise to crescent. Inhale here. Exhale, crescent twist. Inhale, exalted crescent. Exhale, we open up to our warrior two pose. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. One breath in. We exhale down to our lunge. This time place the right foot outside the left. Maybe you shift forward and back as we meet in a yogi squat. Taking a breath in. Pause, hands at heart center. Inhale, shoot it up to star. Start to narrow our stance. We'll exhale to chair. Inhale here, coming back up. Externally rotate this right leg open to tree pose. Pause. Breath in. Right knee comes to the chest, foot is flexed. We exhale, warrior three. Hinge at the hip, heart space moves forward. We exhale to our standing split. Pause. We exhale down to the lunge. When you're ready, we step the left leg back to plank. We come down to the forearm plank with the breath out. One inhale. Exhale, dolphin plank. Inhale here. Exhale, step it back when you're ready. Breath. Inhale, press up to our plank. Move through your options. Or go straight to downward dog. Yes, yogis, you're doing awesome. We have one more side to go. Inhale, left leg up and back. We'll exhale, come straight to our crescent lunge this time. We inhale, crescent. We exhale to the twist. We inhale, exalted. We exhale, open up, warrior two. Exhale, side angle, extended side angle. Breath in. You'll exhale, come down to the lunge. Walk the left foot out. Start to shift the weight. We'll exhale and meet in a malasana yogi squat. Hands are come to heart center. We'll inhale when you're ready. We rise to the star. Start to shift the weight. Hands come to heart center, pause. Exhale to chair. Sinking the weight back on the heels. Start to rise, left foot comes up. We exhale to tree. Pause. Move from here, think locust back as we come to warrior three. Breath in. Exhale, standing split, pause. Exhale, come down to the lunge. Step the right foot back to plank. Pause here. We exhale, forearm plank. Another pause. Exhale, dolphin. Inhale here. Exhale, step it back to plank, forearm plank. Press up to plank on your inhale and move through your options. We'll meet in downward dog. You did it. Awesome. Take a falling out breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, release. Another inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, half pigeon. Bring the right knee outside the right wrist. Create an L shape with your front leg. Left leg comes long. Point the toes to the back of the room. And make this active and restorative. Squeeze the right shin and thigh, the left thigh, and the top of the left foot. You're welcome to stay high, come to the forearms, or maybe you rest entirely on the mat if that is part of your practice. Coming back to the Ujjayi breath. When you're ready, we're going to sink this right hip as we press our way up into a mermaid twist. We've taken this before in class. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, we'll take a twist. So the right forearm's going to hug in the left knee thigh, and this left hand is reaching behind. Maybe your gaze follows. We inhale back through center and take an optional counter stretch, if that is part of your practice. And when you're ready, swing this leg long behind you as we come back to downward dog for the other side. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, half pigeon. So the left knee is going to come outside your left wrist. Right leg comes long. Point the right toes to the back of the mat. And same as you took on the other side, as low as you wish to go. You're welcome to stay high, making this active and restorative. Squeeze towards center. When you're ready, we slowly make our way up, sinking over on the left hip. Right leg's going to swing up and over. So we can come to our mermaid twist. Inhale the arms up, behind you. Right arm's going to come behind as I hug, taking this left forearm to the right knee or thigh. Maybe the gaze follows. And if you took a counter stretch, you'll come over to your left side. For that counter stretch, you'll inhale back up, unwind the legs, and softly come to your back. Rolling back, right and left to release your L5 low back. We're going to take one round of bridge pose. Plant the feet roughly hips distance apart. Plant the palms, arms come long, palms face down. You'll inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, start to peel the hips off the mat. Roll your heart space to the back of the mat. Imagine blocks between the thighs. Squeeze the glutes in your thighs. You can stay here. You can also interlace the hands behind your low back and come up onto the balls of the shoulders. Again, rooting the feet. Offering your heart space to the back of the room. Try not to crane your neck. Maybe you wish to pulse your thighs. We're going to hold here for a few more cycles of breath and then come out of it the way you came in. One more cycle. Slowly release the palms and come out as slowly as you came in. We'll bring the knees to the chest.
One final activation, the nose towards the knees, palms are underneath the feet or maybe at your shins, using every muscle, squeezing it for 3, 2, and 1. Surrender to the mat, lengthening the body, doing anything with the arms that you wish. Maybe you wish to have one hand on the heart and one on the belly as we come into our sweet surrender of Shavasana.
Splay out the heels and toes. Release the shins, your knees, the thighs. Root the hip points to the mat. Release the core and chest. Shoulders, roll them to the mat, to the back. Release the forearms. Palms are open to receive. And release the face, your chin, cheeks, eyes, brow, and the sweet top of your head. Notice the support that is under you, around you, and within you. Shavasana. Slowly coming back to your mat, back to your body. Just notice what it feels like to be in your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you touch each finger to your thumb. And slowly begin to draw your toes to touch and reach the arms above your head to take a good morning wake-up stretch. Inhale through your nose. Send the breath as if to your toes. And as you exhale, slowly begin to bring your knees towards your chest and softly rock from side to side. And then make your way over to your right side, using your right arm as a pillow, and pause here on the mat. Pause to thank yourself for coming to the mat, to thank your body for what it just did for you during your practice. A teacher plants the seeds of knowledge, sprinkles them with love, and patiently nurtures their growth to produce tomorrow's dreams. When you're ready, slowly press your way up to an easy seat, joining me at the top of our mat. We'll bring our hands to heart center to take one last falling out breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale the thumb to third eye center, center of intuition. Exhale, bow forward. The light in me honors the light, the beauty, and the yogis have joined for this practice, for I'm so forever grateful. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this practice. If you liked the video, I hope you subscribe to the Yoga Apothecary YouTube channel using this little button below. And use this internet address to subscribe to our bi-monthly newsletter, The Wellbeing Elixir. And stay tuned for next week when AACP and Pearson sponsor another episode of the Wellbeing series A to Z. Namaste.